Going live.
Okay.
We're live. Apparently we are.
It's showing us as being live.
Okay. But the important thing is, do we have sound?
We'll see.
We're going to find out in a second. Whoops. Help if I turn my... Huh?
Hey,
Whoops. Help if I turn my... There we go.
there's sound.
We actually have sound.
Awesome.
Unless they're going, I don't have any sound. My volume's all the way down. So,
You know, I actually have done that, and it's annoying. Okay.
because then you're running around trying to figure out what the heck is wrong, and then
Yeah. One thing you learn about troubleshooting anything electronic, always check the obvious stuff first. But that wasn't our problem. We just had no sound.
yeah.
I think it was just a bad connection. I just rebooted everything and got everything up and running right, so we're good.
And here we are.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that scene in Switchblade when they're trying to figure out what's wrong with the lawnmower, and then he goes over and turns it. Got no gas in it.
Uh-huh. Well, happy Star Wars Day.
Yes, may the 4th be with you.
We were supposed to have Trevor from Zia Comics on with us today. He has a sinus infection, so he's going to sit out. He's had some health problems that have kind of put the kibosh on him being out much lately.
That's okay. Stay away if you're like that.
Yeah. We don't like your kind. That may have been a little much. Oh my goodness. Okay, so
Well, we have something to talk about.
we have. Oh yeah,
He's got a new toy.
I got a new toy.
It's pretty.
So, there's a lot of people who think I know more than I do with the way that I play, and I know. I've actually learned to do this over the years, no matter how uncomfortable or nervous I am about certain things. I know how to kind of tamp it down when it comes to the way that I present myself.
Right.
And I hear about it after the fact, after I've done something, especially on a stage now, and people say, "No, you look real comfortable, like you were fine being there." It's like, yeah, I was nervous as all get out, but I know how to hide that.
Like oh, you kidding? I'm extremely. Look at that. Yeah, but I hold a mic with this hand.
Uh-huh. But of course, when it comes to this sort of thing, yeah, a lot of people think I know more. I'm further along than I am, and I'm really not. I'm okay with no longer being called a beginner player. Intermediate, okay, I'm good with that. That's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, I kind of feel I feel the same way, because it's like I'm not really I'm more of an intermediate.
Yeah. So yeah, there's that. But there's stuff that occasionally that comes out that my ignorance becomes very obvious. And I've been exposed to 7-string guitar through Truman Provincial.
Yeah.
It's a 6-string guitar with an extra 7th string.
Yeah, it's the low B of the past the E. So you gotta
So in my mind, an 8-string guitar has 8 separate strings. You got to know how to play 8 strings at a time. A 12-string guitar, oh my God, I don't know how you play it. It's got 12 separate strings. You have to play 12 separate strings separately. And I believed it in my head. Never thought to say anything more than, oh no, that just seems too difficult to people. And a few weeks back, I was talking with my guitar teacher, Damian Luna. And in the course of the conversation, the idea of a 12-string came up. And instead of me saying what I normally do, I just said, the idea of playing that many strings and having to learn those fingerings, I don't even know how to start. I'm still fighting the 6-string. Right. And he says, I don't think you know what a 12-string is.
Yeah.
So we sat there, we talked about that. Our lessons get weird sometimes. But yeah, we started talking about that. We started talking about what a 12-string actually is. Finished the lesson, and we decided we're going to go over to Hubbard's and play. Oh yeah. Well, they had 2 acoustic 12 strings, and played with them. And other than the fact that it was a Fender acoustic, which I'm not crazy for the sound on them,
Mhm.
the feel was really good. And I was like, yeah, this is not what I thought it was. This is actually, for me, it feels a little easier than playing even my Dreadnought six
Mhm.
string. So, yeah, I found one that I really liked and ordered it. And I now have my first 12-string
Mm.
guitar.
It's pretty.
It's very
It
pretty.
sounds really nice. I was exposed to a 12 string back when I was like 8 years old. There was a guy down the street that had, he was in a band and he was a drummer and he had friends all the time over. And we always go to his house when he was playing. Everybody knew when he was playing
Hmm.
because you can hear him. He lived 4 doors down and I can hear him just fine. So every time we would go down there and they'd let us into his room and we'd sit there and watch them. And one time his buddy comes up and he grabs an acoustic guitar and he's playing this, and I'm looking at the headstock and I said, that doesn't look right. Because I
Hmm.
had a guitar at the time. I'd started taking lessons and I'm like, that does not look right. And I looked at it and he showed me, and the way he was playing it, I was like, is that? And he showed me what it is and how the two of them vibrate together and create different, there's two notes just an octave away, or, but they're the same note, just different octaves.
Hmm.
And I was just amazed by it.
Oh, yeah. And it's one of those things that, you start messing with and realize, it's not what you thought it was.
Mm.
Um,
And there's probably guys sitting there, out there rolling their eyes like, all right, guys, really?
well, everybody's at a different level. Everybody
Yeah.
knows different things.
Yeah.
And
So,
yeah, the cool thing about this, so for every position where there's normally a string on a six string, there are two strings.
yeah. So you're pressing down two strings at the same time.
So you start off with your E. You've got that E and that E. This is on your sixth string. They're just an octave apart.
Yeah.
The A strings, octave apart. D strings, octave apart. G strings, an octave apart. And then you get down to your B and E strings at the far end. And they're both exactly the same.
Yeah, but there's two of them, so you have that
Yeah.
extended sound, which is really cool.
Yeah, so you basically you're adding extra sound in. And it's fun. There's some stuff that you can do real well. There's some songs that you can play real well. Other songs you want a six string.
Yeah.
And be real careful doing bar chords on these.
Yeah,
they
you gotta
don't
make
sound
sure
quite the same.
you gotta hit it just right.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's a lot missing.
Yeah, it gets clunky real
Yeah.
fast.
I had a guy tell me back when I was, getting my first guitars. He said, with the 12 string, you don't do bar chords. It's only open chords.
Mhm.
I was like, okay, well,
Well, especially yours is
I'm
an
gonna do-
electric.
yeah.
So that's a totally different
my 12
animal.
string, my 12 string is an electric, and it's a little bit easier, but it's still not as easy, because that was a cheap one that I got because it was a company called Raven that was trying to get their brand out, so they were selling guitars for like $200, and I figured it was worth the risk at the time, and I got it. It's beautiful.
Mhm.
It's just very hard to play because it's just not. I think they kind of, I don't know, just some about it.
Yes.
It was not easy to play because I have trouble and I have to get used to it. But then I picked up an acoustic at Hubbard's. I picked up an Alvarez and I played it, just smooth.
Mhm.
So it's like it has a lot. You got to play them because
Yeah.
you got some that are built very good and then some that are just not.
Yeah. And I would suggest, we have two local stores here in town,
Yeah.
Hubbard's and Valley Pro Music. I went to both.
Yeah.
And discovered a couple of things, part of which scared me a little bit. Because Hubbard's, they had two Fenders, which felt really good. One of them was a parlor guitar that felt really good in my hands. I'm happy with this. This is actually a jumbo, so it's bigger than a Dreadnought.
Yeah.
But the parlor felt really good.
Yeah.
I figured it'd be way small. It still felt really good. It's just I didn't care for the sound in the Fenders. Went up to Valley Pro, and among other, they got a bunch of 12-string acoustics.
Wow.
I was surprised at how many. They had several that were Washburns, the brand that I love. They all felt horrible.
Yeah.
That was really hard to even get
Mm,
fingerings on the thing.
mm.
Not a dirty term. That comes later
Yeah.
in the evening show. Yeah, Roundtable After Dark. We'll be getting
Yeah,
naked and talking
okay.
about this stuff. Um, but um, no, it's one of these things. Yeah, mean, if you want to get into something like this, I suggest you go to as big of a guitar store as you have in your town and try a
You
few.
gotta try them out
You got to see how it
because
feels.
guitars are not like, oh, that's pretty. You do have to get a guitar that you like.
Yes.
It does have to be pleasing to you because if you don't like the way it looks, you're not gonna play it good, no
Yeah.
matter what it is. So you got to get a guitar that you look at it and you're like, hey, I like that, and you
hmm
like the color, you like the style. Because if you like the way it looks, you are gonna play it better.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, and if you can feel it,
Mm-hmm.
you can tell a whole lot. I
Yeah.
felt and measured the guitars that were here in town, and when you're dealing with stuff like this, one of the things to watch is at the very top. Anybody who's not a guitar guy, this is the nut
Mm-hmm.
where the strings fit in, and you want to take a look at your nut length. That was the problem with a bunch of these guitars, one way or the other. A normal guitar, you're looking at about 1.5 to 1.6 inches in the length of the nut. This one is actually almost 1.9 inches. So it's a huge change. I know it doesn't sound like a lot. It is when
It
you're
is.
dealing with it, especially as you go down and the neck gets a little bit broader as you go
Yeah.
down. But once you get a basic feel of what works for you, then you can tell by the measurements.
Yeah.
And I got very lucky with this. I actually didn't trust my judgment. I waited to order my strap until after I tried the guitar in case I had to
Yeah.
return the guitar. So I was using a horrible, uncomfortable strap until this came in the other day,
Yeah.
and now I'm all sorts of happy. But yeah, I was so amazed when this came in. I just started playing it, and it was so much
Yeah.
fun. And just got to be careful because I've discovered I can get really spoiled and only want to play this one, and that's just not a good thing.
Nothing wrong with that because I have like right now my stage guitar is my new Les Paul style semi hollow body. I've been playing that since I built it, and yeah, I got others on the wall that are just going to be sitting there for a while.
Oh yeah.
Even my acoustic, because the way that sounds through my pedal board,
hmm
I can get a sound that I like.
Right.
So, and then I only have to carry one guitar with me. So, plus I love playing it because it's cool.
Yeah.
So that's where you are with that one. There might be a time where you're like, you know what, this song, I'm gonna play this guitar and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I'm kind of figuring that out as I go along.
Yeah.
One of the newest songs that I've written, I actually in my head, I didn't have the guitar yet, but in my head, I could hear that ringing tone. So I kind of wrote this song for this guitar. Weird for a guy that still doesn't really understand a lot about the
That's
instruments.
pretty cool when you're doing that.
So yeah, I've got another song that I'm going to be sending off to a friend to approve it before I can play it publicly.
Oh, okay.
It mentions two people by name.
Oh,
You've heard it already.
that's right. Yes, you already have that approval.
Yeah. Just got to get it from her and we'll be good to go.
Cool.
It doesn't mention people by name that they would recognize the names right
Yeah.
off, but
It's still they know it. And
yeah. So I swear we need to keep a copy of your music over here for you.
I
Then you don't have to worry
know.
about
I
it.
left my book I only have certain songs memorized, so it's like
Yeah.
it's been a weird week for me.
You've been busy.
Yeah. My spa is jumping.
It's
got
now
everybody together,
fully staffed,
and everybody was there yesterday, which was really cool. And it's with the right people too. I have a girl that does lash extensions.
Mhm.
She's 23, and when I first met her, and I thought, is this girl going to have the work ethic? Because if they don't and they fail, then they end up leaving, and then you got to find somebody else.
Right.
Yeah, that work ethic is not a problem for her.
Mhm.
She's now on vacation. It went from me saying, okay, I hope she's going to, have that work ethic to, girl, you do know you have to have a work-life balance, and I was
Mhm.
talking to her about that a little bit, but she was working really hard because she's on vacation for the next week and she wanted to make sure she got everybody in so that this week nobody will be, in an
Yeah.
emergency or anything. But I'm impressed with her. And then the massage therapist,
Mhm.
Hannah Vineyard. That is Lexi, Beauty by Lex, who is at my spa there. And then also have Hannah Vineyard, who is a massage therapist, and she is one of the best in town.
Mhm.
I'm really fortunate and really blessed to have a girl like her in there because she's very knowledgeable, certifications like crazy. Um, One of the only certified medical massage therapists
Oh, wow.
around. And she's a fantastic person. Just had a little baby, so
Mhm.
she took some time off, and when she came back, she decided she wanted to do something at a different venue. So she's with me now, and of course, Tony Gentlewing,
Mhm.
who does nails, and a great nail artist, and myself are there. And yes, if you recognize the name, Tony Gentlewing is the wife of Sage Gentlewing, who
Mhm.
you'll see around town. I hope it's okay to say this, but he just got back from Austin, where he has been recording his new album. So look forward to that.
Very cool.
Yeah. So it's been jumping. It's been busy and making some changes and kind of accommodating everybody, and it's been really cool.
Yeah.
And then my granddaughter Nia, she's now 2 months old, almost 3 months old. Yeah, 2.5 months old. She's growing like crazy, and starting to understand which cry means what. And then my granddaughter Camille is fantastic. She is
Mhm.
like a great big sister. She doesn't no jealousy, no issues with that. It's like, Grandpa, can you get me something, because mommy has to take care of my sister.
Uh-huh.
She'll ask me for something instead of bugging mom and saying, Mommy, why don't you, she goes, Grandpa, can you help me, because mommy needs to take care of my sister. It's just wonderful. And then my wife has started a new job. She's a remote recruiter. She works from home, and she kind of worked contracts. So she, contract would end, she'd move on to another.
Mhm.
And now the contract ended. So she's got this new job, but it's more of a permanent job. It's not contract.
Right.
A little bit different for her, but really cool. So we had to get her office set up. Yeah, she's got monitors. And every time you quit a contract, they'll have you send the stuff back. Well, if you're with the contract for at least 6 months, they don't want the monitors back.
Right.
So we have this collection of monitors in her freaking office. So when they told her, we'll be sending you a laptop, a DocuStation, and a monitor, she goes, please don't send a monitor. He goes, I'm sorry? She goes, please do not. She goes, well, we want to make sure you have it. She goes, I've been doing contract for the last 4 years. I have a monitor. I have many monitors. And the guy just started laughing, and he goes, okay, I will not send a monitor.
Would you say that you have a plethora of
Yes,
monitors?
we got the plethora of monitors. So, but yeah, it's been great. So yesterday I took my book to rearrange a few things, took it into the spa, and I left it there. And as you know, I don't have a good memory, so I don't have all my songs memorized. So
No,
but I do want to try that. I do want to play one song later with
you got
that
that.
song.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's hear yours though.
Okay. So this is the latest thing that I've written as far as anybody knows now. So it's called I Can't Go Home. I can't go home. I couldn't find my way. No place to turn around. Nothing left to say. I can't go home. I can't go home. It's been a long road that I've been traveling on. I'm not where I thought I'd be, just hanging around, being the man I thought was me, but that's not me. I can't go home. I can't go home. Couldn't find my way. No place to turn around, nothing left to say. I can't go home. I can't go home. You know that I'm not made of stone. Sometimes it hurts so much being alone, and I miss you so, but I had to go. Now I can't go home. I can't go home. Couldn't find my way. No place to turn around. Nothing left to say. I can't go home. I can't go home. I was a match to your gasoline. We burned hot, but never clean. We left only ashes in the wind, nothing to mend. Now there's no home. I can't go home. I couldn't find my way. No place to turn around, nothing left to say. I can't go home. I can't go home. I can't go home. I can't go home.
Nice. Very nice.
And that thing's still ringing.
I know it does. That's so cool. That is so cool. Yeah, that's great.
I love that thing.
It's like a new guitar is always fun, but when you get something that's so different and so out of the norm for you, that's really cool.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and this is kind of like one of these game changer things. Had a friend telling me the other night that says you're just gonna end up with a ton of guitars. And I was like, no, I actually I drool and I want like everything, but I'm actually pretty good. They make a 6-string jumbo exactly like this that I would love to get a hold of at some point. Who knows? This is so country.
Yeah.
I mean, old school. This is.
Yes.
I can see it. I can see one of those old black and white movies with Roy Rogers playing this thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a mix between being the right measurements and everything, and just being gorgeous. That I was like, oh yeah.
That's. Yeah, because you brought it over to the house the other night. My wife was amazed with it. She actually thought about getting me one.
Oh yeah, she was talking about it a lot. Yeah, we had a couple of nights this week that we got together, hung out, and just played around.
Yeah, and it just kind of was interesting how even though our styles are different, it was fun to put them together.
Yeah,
and we just started trading off, playing back and forth, and we thought, hey, that's not a bad idea. So we are working on.
Yeah,
and we discussed the idea that we'd put something together where we're both playing and we're not sure whether it's going to be me for 2 hours, you for 2 hours, or whatever the length may be, because some places do like you to play would like to have 4 hours.
That's not.
But
a
there are
problem
not too many
between the two of
people not too many people that can play 4 hours straight.
Yeah, it's a little hard by yourself.
Yeah, but when you combine it like that, it's like there's a lot of different ways to do it.
Oh yeah.
So, like, I don't know, that the other night when we just sat there and said, oh, what about this one? And you played it. And I said, oh yeah, let me try this one. And we'd go back and forth, and it would be like, that was kind of fun.
And we'd sit there, one of us be playing stuff and the other one start accompanying and going along. And we sounded good together.
Yeah.
I was just like, this is kind of cool. When I first started taking lessons, you're one of the first people I told about it.
Yeah.
And you scared the hell out of me. I don't know that you know it or not, but you were like, yeah, we need to get together and jam. I was like, cool. And in my back of my mind, I says, no. I was like, I don't even know what that actually means, but I know it's something I can't do.
And it was exactly what we did the other night. We just got together and just played.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything that we, had to just played, and we actually pulled out songs that we thought we might be able to play, and
Yeah.
then tried them. And some of them were successful. Some of them we just laughed.
Mhm.
You know, it was fun, and it
Yeah.
was.
There
My
was one of
granddaughter
them
enjoyed it too. She was sitting there with us for a little while, and she was like,
Oh, yeah.
"Wow, that's fun."
that well, there was a song that you were asked by somebody to play, and you started playing it with the chords, and I was looking
Yeah.
over your shoulder. I was like, "Wait a minute!" And I
Yeah,
just start strumming along because it's like I know that I know how to play that.
and he brought his cajon,
Oh yeah.
and my wife started, patting on it, and I'm like sitting there going, "Okay, the white girl's going to be in charge of the rhythm. Here we go." I was impressed.
Mhm.
She had fun.
Yeah.
Now she wants one. Of course, it's got to be pink, but she wants one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I gave her a little bit of instruction because she was having trouble with the beat, and I says, if nothing else,
Yeah.
watch his arm when he's playing, or me when I'm playing.
Yeah.
Whenever you see him strum down, that's your downbeat. Oh, I didn't even realize that. It's like,
Yeah.
well, there you go.
Yeah, because we play a lot of both of us do that where our upstroke does a
Mhm.
lot too.
Yeah.
So that can tend to confuse someone. So yeah, when she spent all of a sudden I hear this, very lightly. She didn't want to be very
Mhm.
loud.
No.
But yet she was sitting there going, "You're gonna next time be a little louder because I think you'll." She was actually enjoying it. So
Yeah.
she's like, "Maybe I'll just join you when you're playing." I'm like, "Oh, now I have a rhythm section
hmm
and a cute one at that."
It's
So-
kind of it's kind of a neat thing. We
Yeah.
talked about this with Adrian Batista.
Yeah.
With him playing solo was great,
Yeah.
and then he brought in Andy, and they became acoustic algorithm, and just adding a little bit of that percussion made all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But we had a really good time, and we kind of got some ideas, and
mhm.
we'll
and we may have we may or
That's
may
right.
not have been made an offer for a place
Yeah.
to play a 4-hour thing. We'll
Yeah.
let you know as stuff comes
yeah,
into
as it
play.
comes along, we'll get it out there. But yeah, that was a pretty cool idea. And then we can just kind of get together and put our songs together and kind of like try
Mhm.
make it so that we're playing songs that are not so weird that they're like the confusing, but yet still have that difference.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have a problem with that.
I don't think so, because it's like we have, different styles and different, like he's country, I'm not.
Mhm.
I'm not going to do the country rock and roll thing. We're not going to just saying you're country and I'm not. That's
I don't know.
weird.
I've got a song that I think we should add in. It was from a variety
You
show.
even start that. Don't even start that.
All you got to do is get yourself some purple socks,
No.
man.
No.
By the way, anybody
I-
significantly younger than us has no idea what we're talking about right now.
Because I was about to bring up the ice skating thing, because that was another thing that they did. It
Mhm.
was Donnie and Marie Osmond.
You know,
They had
the girl from the Weight Watchers commercials.
Yeah, and this was God, 76, 77, somewhere
yeah.
around there. And they had a variety show, and every show they ended this song with, because Marie was more of a country style and
Mhm.
Donnie was like more of a rock style.
Yeah. And they were both
pop,
recorded
really.
artists.
Yeah,
at
they were
this
both
point.
very successful. So they had this song that they duet that they finished with all the time. That was "I'm a little bit country and I'm a little bit rock and roll," that kind of thing.
Mhm.
And so he keeps bringing that up, and we're not going to do that.
Yeah, we're not going to do that because that means I'd have to wear the dress, and I don't have the legs for it. That's
And-
not true.
Yeah.
I actually do have the legs for it, but I don't share them with just anybody. So
Anyway, so and my wife has been wanting to do the song Seven Bridges Road.
Mhm.
And I'm like, how are we going to do that? So if we kind of put it together and kind of we'll maybe we can arrange it so that we can do it. But then we'd have to add her voice in because it would just sound too plain with the two of us.
Right.
So we need to
Yeah.
that'd be interesting. We'll throw
Yeah,
her in.
we've got a bunch of stuff to still figure out like that
Yeah.
because and the thing is, if we have a section where we're playing stuff together, neither of us on a 4-hour show still has to play 2 hours each.
So we could like have one go for an hour and a half,
Yeah.
and then we have a space where we play, and then the other go. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different ways to do it, and
If you have any ideas on how you would like to hear us do that, let me know. Let us know.
or if you want us to shut the hell up, then just leave the mean comments, and we'll ignore them as most people do.
my wife went off on our podcast because we have our Bible-based podcast, and she was talking about some things that were going on, and she was just saying, screw the politically correct, screw the woke. She just blasted, and I should have ended it by going, we look forward to your emails.
Mhm.
She did not hold back. I was just sitting there going, wow, okay.
Oh, goodness.
But yeah, it's so
So yeah, you guys are getting kind of a little bit of exclusive look into
mhm.
something that's coming. Um,
Yeah.
and and I've been talking to some people about playing some places, so
Yeah,
we'll
that'd
have
be
some
good.
information soon.
And this week, I'm sure you got a list up, but I'll just mention it this week. This week, I'm doing a show up in Alamogordo,
Hmm.
DH Lacombs in Alamogordo, and then I won't be doing anything else until the 27th. And then after, starting in June, I will be the first Thursday of every month through the summer at Don Felix.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to
And you're going to be working on the 27th.
that. Yes.
Getting back to May the 4th,
Oh, yes.
that is the premiere for Obi-Wan.
Is it really?
It is.
Oh, then I will
They
be.
pushed it back.
Yeah.
See, 24, 25, 26, 27. I went to school here in New Mexico, so
Yeah.
my without fingers, my math is no good. Yeah, they pushed it back 3 days, and instead of releasing a single episode, that we're releasing 2
Oh,
on one
okay.
day.
Cool. Well, when I get home, I'll watch it.
Right. So yeah. There's and who knows? We may be changing some information about what you're playing and where you're playing as things go on, because
Yeah.
things could get added.
Yeah, things could. We'll see what happens. As of last week or so ago, I wasn't playing. I wasn't playing again until August,
Hmm.
and then Don Felix asked me to do those shows, which is great.
Mhm.
But August 6th will be. I'm starting it now. I'm excited. August 6th is my birthday, and this year I'm going to be playing at Icebox Boneyard Cantina,
Mhm.
and that's going to be my birthday bash, and hopefully it'll be an album release party.
Yeah,
Just
somebody's been
throw that
writing
out
like a
there.
maniac.
Yeah, and now this is the reason I'm doing the album, so that I can say I have an album. That's
Mhm.
it. It's going to be a simple. What you hear on this is what you normally hear when you come see me live. It's just going to be
Right.
acoustic and me. That's all I'm going to do. But I've had some interest in it. Some people asked me if I would record, and enough people said. And of course, my wife has been on me about it. So, and
Mhm.
then since I started, so I think it'd be fun to just do that, and mainly just to say I have an album, so I could think I'm cool.
Yeah,
That's it.
well, you gotta.
But that's what I'm working on, and I'm hoping to do that. And so I'm looking forward to it. It's not oh my gosh, I remember last year I was like, from April all the way to September, I was playing every week. It was like a dream come true.
Mhm.
This year, a little less, but still, I'm playing once a month now through the summer, so that'll be good.
Yeah.
And I still got the day job, so.
And there are some venues that are still
Yes.
working out their scheduling.
Man.
So we'll see what
Yeah.
happens. I have contacted a couple to lay out some possible, put some bugs in their
There we
ears.
go.
And once they went, get that bug out of my ear, then they actually listened to me. So,
Yeah.
I've got to quit doing that. Apparently it turns people off. So I'm going to quit putting bugs in people's ears
Mhm.
before I talk to them. Yeah, it's going to be one of those months.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get ready for it, because I don't
He
think it's
likes
going
to
to
go off
change.
on those tangents. My wife's like, he does that a lot.
Well, and the thing is, now she's been around me a little bit more.
Yeah.
She knows that that's not just something put on for the show. That's just me.
She's just glad I'm hanging around with a guy more than, because before the only people I hung around with were other women. So it's like, now I'm hanging around with guys more because the
Yeah, but
musician thing is,
let's be honest, I am kind of pretty, so.
I'm hanging around with guys more.
Okay, you may not be hanging around with me as much anymore after that. You son of a. Okay.
Oh, God.
So what's going on out here?
A lot.
Oh shoot! I forgot what today is.
Mhm.
It's the first Wednesday of the month.
Which means
Musicians Jam at Rio Grande Winery.
Yes.
Chris Baker and the MFB are running and I think they call it an open mic now. Let me make sure. Music Jam hosted by Chris Baker and MFB. All musicians are welcome to come perform, showcasing your own style and songs for everyone. The first Wednesday of every month. So this is at Rio Grande Winery.
Yeah.
The address is 5321 North Highway 28. Open up your GPS, type in Rio Grande Winery.
Yeah.
It comes up automatically.
When you think you're at somebody's house, you're almost there.
You don't have to worry about that as much though these days.
Oh yeah.
They put up when the new owners came in, they put up a mess of signs.
Yeah.
So it's
Okay, cool.
really a lot harder to miss the
Tell
right
it's-
turn in.
You can tell it's been a little while since I've been there, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty cool. It's
And I don't know.
it is a beautiful place. It's got a beautiful view right from the patio. It's wonderful.
Yeah. But that goes from 5 to 8 today.
Hmm.
I don't know. I need to go out there one of these weeks. Maybe
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe this is the one. I mean, I've got a
Yes.
I
You
got a
got
new
something to
toy to
show
play.
off. Yeah.
That'll freak some people out.
Yeah.
Let's see. So they are doing something new, or at least it's new to me. I haven't seen it before. Film Las Cruces is presenting The Wrap at Rio Grande Theater. That's going to be today, 6:30 to 8:30. It is Las Cruces and Doñana County's monthly filmmakers hangout.
Mm.
Film Las Cruces has partnered with the Rio Grande Theater to create a once-a-month screening for Las Cruces and Doñana County artists. First screening will be today, Wednesday, May 4th, from 6:30 to 8:30. So this is something brand new. That's why we haven't seen it. Screenings will begin at 7 o'clock. We are currently accepting submissions for all forms of video content.
Oh, wow.
This